Have you ever rolled out of bed in the morning, still rubbing the sleep from your eyes, and reached for that first glass of water? Maybe it's already waiting for you on your nightstand. Or perhaps it's the first thing you grab after walking into the kitchen. It feels like a good habit, right? You've probably heard it dozens of times: drink water first thing in the morning. It's healthy. Especially as we grow older, we're told hydration is the key to energy, clarity, and longevity. And for the most part, that's true. But what if I told you that even something as simple as drinking water, if done the wrong way, could actually make you feel worse instead of better? Strange, isn't it? Have you ever taken that first sip in the morning and then felt just a little off? Maybe you got a bit dizzy, or your stomach suddenly felt queasy. Maybe your body felt more tired after drinking than before. Most people don't question it. They shrug it off. Maybe I didn't sleep well, they think, or I'm just getting older. But sometimes, it's not just aging, it's how you're treating your body during its most vulnerable moment. The first hour of the day, as we age, our bodies become more delicate, more sensitive to small changes. The way our organs function, how our blood pressure behaves, how our digestive system reacts, all of it shifts with time. What once worked when we were 30 or 40 doesn't always serve us at 70 or 80. And that includes how we hydrate ourselves when we wake up. You see, not many people talk about this. No one warns you that drinking water too fast, at the wrong temperature, or before your medications might be stressing your heart, your kidneys, or interfering with your treatment plans. But today, that changes. In this video, we're going to explore 5 surprisingly common mistakes older adults make when drinking water in the morning, and most importantly, how you can avoid them. There's no need to panic. These aren't complicated medical lectures. There won't be scary warnings or overwhelming science, just gentle, practical advice backed by real insight so you can make your morning safer, calmer, and more supportive of the beautiful body you live in. By the end of this conversation, you'll not only understand what your body might be trying to tell you, you'll have a set of small, clear actions you can take to feel better every morning. And if you're caring for someone older, or if you're walking through this stage of life yourself, this might be one of the most important routines you'll rethink today. So make yourself comfortable. Maybe even grab a warm cup of tea if that feels better right now. And if you're here because you're serious about taking gentle, thoughtful care of yourself or someone you love, I'd love to know. Just say I'm here in the comments so we can walk this journey together. And if conversations like this help you feel a little more confident, a little more seen, and a little more prepared for the changes that come with aging, consider subscribing to Elderly Wisdom Life. This is a space where we don't just share information, we share understanding, compassion, and tools that truly support you. You're not in this alone. Let's begin. Mistake 1. Drinking water too quickly. Let's begin with the first and most common mistake: drinking water too fast right after waking up. Picture this. You open your eyes after a restless night, your mouth is dry, your body feels stiff, and your instinct is to grab a big glass of water and chug it down. It feels satisfying for a moment, but then, a few minutes later, something feels off. Maybe you're a little dizzy, maybe your stomach feels unsettled, or maybe you feel more drained instead of refreshed. Sound familiar? Most people brush this off. Maybe I stood up too quickly, or I probably didn't sleep well. But what if the real issue is how you're drinking your water? Not just that you are. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to sudden changes, especially after a night of fasting and rest. Our digestive systems slow down, blood pressure becomes more reactive. The heart may not respond well to abrupt shifts. Gulping down a full glass of water too quickly sends your body into overdrive. Here's what happens. When a large volume of water hits your system all at once, your internal balance is disrupted. Electrolyte levels can drop temporarily, which may cause dizziness or weakness. If you already live with high blood pressure or heart rhythm issues, that sudden rush of fluid can put unnecessary strain on your heart. And ironically, instead of waking your body up, this habit can actually leave you feeling more fatigued. Your body has just spent 6-8 hours in repair mode. It needs a gentle start, not a shock. So what's the better approach? Start slowly. Instead of reaching for a full glass, pour just half a glass of water at room temperature. Sip it over the course of 5 to 10 minutes. Allow your body to ease into the day, like stretching before a walk. This helps your kidneys, heart, and digestion all work more harmoniously. Remember, hydration isn't a race. You're not trying to jumpstart your body, you're nurturing it. A slow sip in the morning is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. And this is just the beginning because when it comes to drinking water, timing matters too. We'll talk about that next. Mistake 2. Drinking water before checking your blood pressure meds. Let's move on to the second mistake. One that might seem harmless but can quietly interfere with your health. Drinking water before making sure your blood pressure medication is taken correctly. Let me share a story with you. Harold Chisha-san is a retired accountant who enjoys quiet mornings with a cup of tea, a brisk walk, and his usual health routine each day, like clockwork. He'd wake up, pour himself a large glass of water, take his medication, and move on with his day. Sounds reasonable, right? But something wasn't sitting right. Some mornings, Harold felt lightheaded. Other times, his blood pressure readings seemed unpredictable. He blamed it on aging until a visit to his pharmacist revealed something surprising. Certain medications, especially for high blood pressure, heart rhythm, or water retention, are highly sensitive to how and when they're taken. Some are designed to be absorbed on an empty stomach with just a small sip of water. Others work better after food. And some can become less effective if they're taken after chugging a full glass of water, which can dilute the medication before it even begins to work. That's right, water, something so pure and essential, can actually interrupt how well your medication does its job. Why? Because the volume of liquid in your stomach, the speed of your digestion, and even your stomach's contents can all influence how medication is absorbed. If you drink too much water too quickly before understanding when and how your medication should be taken, you risk flushing it through your system too soon. The result? Weaker absorption, and possibly blood pressure that rises or falls at the wrong time. But here's the good news. Once Harold adjusted his routine, things changed. He now takes his medication with a small sip of water, waits about 30 minutes, then hydrates normally and his blood pressure is stable again. So what about you? If you're on medication, especially for your heart, blood pressure, or thyroid, don't guess. Ask your doctor or pharmacist directly, should I drink water before or after taking this? That one small question could make all the difference, because even something as simple as water when taken at the wrong moment can get in the way of what your body truly needs to heal. Mistake 3. Lying back down after drinking. Let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed, not what you drink in the morning, but what you do after you drink it, because sometimes it's not the water itself that causes discomfort, it's the posture you choose right afterward. Meet Eleanor. She's 78, independent, and values her quiet mornings. Every day, she wakes up early, takes a few sips of the water she keeps by her bed, and then leans back into her pillows for a few more minutes of rest. It feels gentle, unhurried. But lately, she's noticed something odd, an uncomfortable pressure in her chest, mild bloating, and occasional nausea. She thought it might be her diet, maybe something she ate the night before. She even tried antacids, but the symptoms kept returning. Then one morning, her granddaughter casually asked, "Grandma, do you lie back down after drinking water?" That simple question unlocked the pattern. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. As we age, the valve between the stomach and esophagus, the lower esophageal sphincter, can weaken. This valve is supposed to keep stomach contents from rising upward. When you lie down too soon after drinking, even if it's just water, gravity can't assist digestion. Instead, liquid may start creeping back into the esophagus, leading to mild reflux or irritation. And it doesn't always feel like traditional heartburn. It might show up as a tight chest, a lingering cough, or a heavy, bloated sensation. Many people believe that water soothes the stomach, and it usually does if you stay upright. But lying flat too quickly can trap water in your upper digestive tract, where it can sit and cause discomfort. So, what can you do? It's simple. After drinking water in the morning, remain upright for at least 15 to 30 minutes. You don't need to start exercising. Just sit on the edge of the bed, place your feet on the floor, maybe read the newspaper or stretch your shoulders. Let gravity do its work while your body gently wakes up. For Eleanor, this small shift made all the difference. No new medications, no drastic changes, just a better understanding of how her body needed a bit more time and support in the morning. And that's the beauty of aging with awareness. It's not about doing more, it's about doing things a little differently, with wisdom and care. Mistake 4. Drinking cold water first thing in the morning. Many people believe that drinking cold water first thing in the morning is the key to feeling refreshed and energized. And maybe that was true once. But for older adults, what used to feel invigorating can now silently place strain on the body, especially when your system is just waking up. Take Harold. For example, he's 76, a retired architect who prides himself on keeping a disciplined routine every morning without fail. He splashes cold water on his face and drinks a tall glass of ice water from the fridge. He's done it for decades. He always said it helped him feel sharp and ready for the day. But recently, Harold began noticing odd changes. His stomach felt a little crampy some mornings. His lower back would tighten up for no clear reason. And he found himself skipping breakfast because he just didn't feel hungry. Even strenger, he often felt cold even when the house was comfortably warm. Nothing had changed in his habits. So what was going on? The culprit was that icy glass of water. As we age, our digestive systems don't respond the same way. Drinking very cold water forces the body to work harder to warm it up internally. For seniors, this extra effort can slow digestion, constrict blood vessels in the stomach, and add unnecessary stress to the kidneys, which may already be less efficient with age. Cold water tightens, it tenses, it slows. It may have felt cleansing in your younger years, but for older bodies, it can disrupt the gentle rhythm needed to wake up and function smoothly. Early in the day, when your organs are still transitioning from rest to activity, they need warmth, not shock. That's why lukewarm or room temperature water is a better choice upon waking. It's easier on the digestive system and helps keep your internal temperature stable. Want to enhance digestion naturally? Try adding a slice of lemon. The gentle acidity can support the stomach while the warmth soothes the system. Harold made the switch. No more ice, just warm water with lemon. And within a week, the stomach cramps stopped. His appetite returned. His mornings felt less jarring, more grounded. That one small change made a big difference. Because aging isn't about clinging to the past, it's about adapting wisely. The habits that served you before may no longer be serving you now. Listening to your body and adjusting to its new rhythm is not weakness. It's wisdom. Mistake 5. Skipping morning hydration altogether. We've covered 4 important habits that can disrupt your mornings, but this last one might be the easiest to overlook because it's about something that doesn't happen at all. Let's talk about what happens when you skip water entirely in the morning. No sips, no hydration, just a bit of breakfast or maybe coffee, and that's it. For many older adults, this feels normal, especially if you don't feel thirsty. But this simple omission can quietly rob you of energy, mental clarity, and even put strain on your vital organs. Let me introduce you to Lillian, age 76. She's a retired librarian who now enjoys writing poetry and volunteering at her local community center. Her days are peaceful, her mind sharp, and her spirit warm. But for a while, she noticed some changes. She would sometimes feel unsteady when standing up. Her legs would cramp more often than they used to, particularly in the mornings. She brushed it off. Probably just a stiff night's sleep, she'd say. But then one morning, she stood too quickly, felt dizzy, and had to grab the dresser to steady herself. No fall, but it was enough to make her concerned. Her son, seeing this, encouraged her to check in with her doctor. They ran tests, adjusted a few things, but nothing obvious came up. Eventually, in conversation with her nurse, the simplest detail came to light. Lillian hadn't been drinking water in the morning, not even a small amount. As we age, our body's thirst mechanism weakens. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. And after a full night of sleep, 6 to 8 hours, your body has lost fluids just through breathing and natural metabolic processes. When you wake up, your joints are stiffer. Your brain may feel foggy. Your blood is slightly thicker. Even a mild degree of dehydration can trigger dizziness, fatigue, cramps, and confusion in older adults. Lillian admitted, "I didn't feel thirsty, and I thought my cup of tea was enough. But tea and coffee don't count. In fact, they can actually make dehydration worse. So here's what she started doing. Each night before bed, she placed half a glass of room temperature water on her nightstand. In the morning, before anything else, she would sit up, stretch gently, and sip slowly, no pressure, just presence. Within days, she noticed the difference. Less cramping, no more dizziness. A steadier, more grounded feeling to start her mornings. Because skipping water in the morning doesn't feel like a mistake, but for a body that's aging, that one missing habit can tip everything off balance. Now that we've uncovered the 5 most overlooked mistakes older adults often make when drinking water in the morning, it's time to pause and reflect, not just on those quiet first moments of your day, but on how you care for yourself in this entire chapter of life. Because the truth is, what you do in the first 30 minutes after waking doesn't just affect your hydration. It echoes throughout your energy, your focus, your digestion, your mood, and in this stage of life, when your body needs more gentleness, more attention, and more care than ever before, those first 30 minutes matter deeply. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? To realize that something as simple, as pure, as harmless as water could need rethinking. For years, you've done your best. You've followed the advice, stayed consistent, kept your routines, and now, suddenly, it feels like even the basics are shifting beneath your feet. You're not alone in feeling that way. People like Leonard, a 79-year-old retired engineer who always followed a disciplined morning ritual, found himself wondering why something felt off lately. He would wake up, drink his usual cold glass of water, take his medication, lie back down for a few more minutes. It had worked for decades, until it didn't. Little by little, Leonard started experiencing stomach discomfort, lightheaded spells, and unpredictable blood pressure readings. But instead of blaming himself, he got curious, and that curiosity led him to small, powerful changes. Warming the water, staying upright after drinking, spacing out his meds and hydration. Nothing dramatic, just mindful shifts. And within days, he felt a difference in clarity, in calm, in control. That's what this is all about. Not fear, not guilt, not judgment, but awareness, understanding, choosing differently because your body needs different things than it did 20 years ago. Because the rhythms that used to carry you now require a little more grace. And no, you don't need to overhaul everything. You don't need to become someone else or live by a new rulebook. But you do need to listen. You do need to pay attention to the subtle ways your body speaks through a dry mouth. A dizzy head, a heavy stomach, these aren't complaints. They're invitations. They're your body saying, please, meet me where I am now. So here's one small way to start. Tonight, before bed, pour yourself a half glass of room temperature water. Place it beside your bed, not out of habit, but out of kindness. And when you wake tomorrow, before the coffee, before the emails, before the rush of routine, take a breath. Sit up slowly, feel the floor under your feet. Take a slow sip, not a gulp, not a fix, just a moment. A ritual, a way of telling your body, I see you, I care. It sounds simple, maybe even silly, but these quiet habits done with intention build resilience. They give your heart room to breathe. They give your kidneys a gentler start. They give your brain the hydration it needs to think clearly and stay sharp. Because in this season of life, hydration isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about protecting the systems that carry you through your day. Let's recap those 5 powerful adjustments. 1. Drink slowly. Don't flood your system. Sip. Pause. Respect the pace your body prefers now. 2. Time your water around your medications. Ask your doctor what's best. Avoid diluting what keeps you balanced. 3. Stay upright after drinking. Gravity is your friend. Give your digestive system the chance to do its job properly. 4. Skip the ice. Your organs wake up better with warmth, not shock. Room temperature is a friend, not a compromise. 5. Don't skip hydration. Even if you're not thirsty, your cells are. Start small. But these aren't big changes, but they are powerful, and they're completely within your control. So now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 spoke to you most? Was there one that made you think, oh, I've been doing that for years and never realized it? Or maybe you've already made one of these changes and noticed the difference in your body. Let's talk in the comments. Your story, your reflection might be the very thing someone else needs to hear. You might help someone else feel less alone, more prepared, more hopeful. And if this video gave you even one helpful shift, even one gentle reminder that your health still matters deeply, you are more than welcome here. I hope you'll join us again. Subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Life, where we talk honestly, kindly, and clearly about aging, health, and the simple choices that shape better days. No hype, no scattered tactics, just care and clarity, because aging well isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about learning, adjusting, and honoring yourself one thoughtful step at a time. Take care of yourself today, not because someone told you to, but because your body still carries you, and it deserves to be met with dignity, intention, and wisdom. I'll see you in the next video.